Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that while you were sleeping, an AI had already answered your emails, filed your reports, booked your meetings, and even made a few decisions on your behalf. No, this isn't science fiction. This is happening right now, and most people have absolutely no idea. The AI you knew last year, it's already obsolete. What's replacing it doesn't just answer questions, it acts, it plans, it executes on its own. Welcome to the age of Agentic AI. And once you understand what's really going on behind the scenes, you'll never look at technology the same way again. Before we go any further, if this kind of content is what you're here for, go ahead and hit that like button right now. Drop a comment below telling us what you think about AI taking over tasks in your life, and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Trust us, what we're about to cover is something most tech channels haven't even touched yet. Let's start with the question nobody's asking clearly enough. What exactly is Agentic AI, and why is it so different from what we've had before? For years, AI was reactive. You typed something, it responded. You asked a question, it gave an answer. It was a very smart calculator, impressive, but ultimately waiting for you to push a button. Agentic AI flips this completely. Instead of waiting, it initiates. Instead of answering, it does. An agentic AI system can be given a goal, not a question, not a prompt, a goal, and it will figure out the steps, use the tools available to it, make decisions along the way, and complete the task without you hovering over it. Think of the difference between a search engine and a personal assistant. One gives you links, the other gets things done. And here's the part that should make you stop and think. By the time most people learn what Agentic AI is, it will already be running parts of the world around them. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening in the real world, because the numbers here are staggering. In 2025, 83% of organizations surveyed said they had already planned to deploy Agentic AI systems, not thinking about it, not exploring it, planned deployments. That's the majority of the business world moving at the same time in the same direction. And the results? Companies using generative and agentic AI reported productivity improvements of between 15 and 30%, with some pushing toward 80% higher output. Not a small efficiency gain, not a rounding error, a complete transformation in how work gets done. But here's what makes this story even more interesting and more urgent than just productivity numbers. The sectors where Agentic AI has moved fastest tell us something critical about where this technology is going and what it's coming for next. Take software development. For years, people joked that computer scientists would be the last ones to get automated. Their jobs were too complex, too creative, too human. And then, almost overnight, AI coding agents arrived. They don't just suggest code, they write it, test it, fix bugs, and deploy it. The reason they succeeded so fast? The data was already there. Millions of GitHub repositories, documentation, code reviews, all perfectly structured for training. The results were verifiable, the feedback was instant, the loop was tight. And now the same pattern is repeating itself across industry after industry. Customer service was next. Gartner, one of the most respected research firms on the planet, is now predicting that by 2029, Agentic AI will autonomously resolve 80% of common customer issues. Not reduce, not assist, resolve, without a human in the loop at all. Then there's legal. Platforms are now doing in minutes what junior associates used to spend days on: contract review, legal research, document drafting. One legal AI company raised $300 million in a single funding round after being in existence for just 3 years. 3 years! But now we reach the part of the story where things get genuinely strange and genuinely important. Here's a question for you. If an AI agent can act on your behalf, who controls the money? Traditional payment systems were built for humans. A human opens a card, a human approves a transaction, a human is held accountable. But what happens when the agent doing the buying isn't human? Google saw this coming. They launched something called the Agent Payments Protocol, a framework built with more than 60 payment and technology companies specifically designed to handle financial transactions made by AI agents, not for humans using AI, for AI acting as the financial party. This is not a small development. This is the infrastructure layer being laid down for a world where AI doesn't just assist commerce, it participates in it. And it doesn't stop there. Here's something that most people completely miss when they talk about agentic AI. Behind every AI agent that takes action, there has to be something connecting it to the tools, data, and systems it needs to work with. Without that connection, an agent is just a very smart brain with no hands. In 2025, a universal solution emerged. It's called the Model Context Protocol, MCP. Think of it as a universal language that lets AI agents plug into almost anything: databases, apps, APIs, company systems. One standardized protocol, endless connections. This was the missing piece. Before MCP, every AI integration was a custom project. After MCP, it became as simple as connecting a USB cable. And just like USB changed computing by removing friction, MCP is changing AI by removing the barriers between agents and the systems they need to control. Let's stay with this for a moment because we need to talk about something that's being discussed in boardrooms and government offices right now, but hasn't reached most people yet. If AI agents are making decisions, taking actions, handling money, managing systems, who's watching them? This is the governance question, and it's not a philosophical debate anymore. It's a practical emergency. In September 2025, a major cybersecurity firm launched what it called an agentic security platform, an entire product line built around one idea: that AI agents themselves are now a cybersecurity threat surface, meaning attackers are already figuring out how to compromise, manipulate, or hijack AI agents to do things their owners never intended. The shift happening right now isn't just AI is getting smarter, it's AI is becoming an independent actor in our systems, and that means every company, every government, and every individual who uses these systems needs to think very differently about trust, accountability, and control. Now, here's where this story gets personal and maybe a little uncomfortable. We've talked about enterprises, we've talked about legal and coding and payments, but agentic AI isn't staying in the office. Right now, there are personal AI agents tracking spending and flagging budget issues weekly, scanning online stores for deals, managing meeting schedules, and automatically resolving conflicts, pre-screening email and drafting responses. These aren't products from 2030, they exist today. And the number of people using AI overall? 800 million active users on OpenAI's platform alone as of April 2025, doubling in a matter of weeks. Nearly 40% of U.S. consumers have already used AI for online shopping. Over half plan to within this year. The technology isn't coming, it's already here. The only question is whether you're going to understand it before it starts making decisions that affect you or after. And this brings us to the most important and least discussed part of this entire story. We are at a threshold moment, not because the technology is impressive, though it is, not because the numbers are large, though they are, but because the nature of AI is fundamentally changing. For the past few years, the debate about AI was mostly about content. What can it write? What can it generate? Can you trust what it says? That debate is almost quaint now, because the new question isn't what can AI say, the new question is what can AI do? And the answer, increasingly, is almost anything you can describe as a goal. By 2027, researchers predict that AI agents will be capable of accelerating AI innovation itself, running research that produces breakthroughs faster than human teams, meaning AI that improves AI, automatically, continuously, without waiting for a human to direct each step. So where does this leave us? The organizations that move now, that understand what agentic AI actually means, that build the infrastructure, that develop the governance, that train their people, they will operate in a fundamentally different competitive landscape than those who wait. But here's the part most people skip over on. This isn't just a business story, it's a human story.
Every time a new technology changed the nature of work, the printing press, the steam engine, the internet, there were people who saw it coming and prepared, and people who were surprised. The technology didn't care which category you fell into. It moved anyway. Agentic AI is moving, right now, faster than almost anyone predicted. The question isn't whether it will change your world. The question is, will you be watching it happen, or will you be the one making it happen? Stay curious, stay informed, because the next chapter of this story is already being written, and this time, some of the writers aren't human.